Hey everyone, so I want to continue on with my six-pack abs workout series that I've started, and I'm here at Jocko Hybrid Training Center. They've been cool enough to let me come in and use their CrossFit section, so I want to get into some of today's workouts. Now I know I've said this before, and the key to six-pack abs starts in the kitchen. It is 80 to 90% of your diet. If you want to get lean abs, you've got to make sure your diet is on point, and that's a whole nother topic. But when your diet is on point, it's great to incorporate in some exercises like the ones I'm going to show you today. I want to start with the standing ab series. A lot of people think that the only way to train their abs is by lying down and doing crunches or doing something that involves raising your knees to your chest and whatnot. But there are plenty of ab strengthening exercises that are done standing, that are done without your standard lying position. And I want to demonstrate some of those today. Okay, so the first exercise is done with a slam ball. Now this is a 20-pound slam ball, and what I'm going to do is start with my feet just about shoulder width apart, or hip width apart I would say. And you take and have the ball on one side of your hip. You're going to take it over your head and slam it. Pick it up, over your head and slam it. Now you can see when I'm doing this exercise, you watch my abs. So if you use a heavy enough ball where you're challenged, you can really see how much contraction is taking place in my core to take this ball over my head and slam it. So it's a really good exercise. You don't want to underestimate them. You can do about 20 total, 10 on each side with a heavy enough ball. And that brings me to a funny story. So these are slam balls. When you drop them, they don't bounce. All right, well, I had demonstrated this exercise for my dad to do. He went home to his gym, he saw a ball, a medicine ball, and he thought, great, I'm gonna do these exercises. So he picked up the ball, whipped it over his head, threw it at the floor, and it bounced off the floor and came back and hit him right in the face. So when you're doing these movements, make sure it's a slam ball, that it doesn't bounce. If it does bounce, be prepared to catch it on the way up. Alright, so our next variation for the standing ab series is going to be a medicine ball wall slam. I'm using a different ball. As you can see, it's a bit softer. It's going to bounce slightly off the wall. So you're going to keep your hips pointing straight ahead. Your feet are going to be about shoulder width apart, and you're going to try to keep your arms straight. Obviously they're not going to be locked, but you don't want them super close to your body. So the idea is to whip it with your hip and your core right off of your outside hip. Just like that. Get those abs contracted. You want to pivot the hip, and you'll do it on both sides. So this is a great oblique workout, rotational ab movement. It could also be used for people who do golf or even baseball, because you're involving that rotation of the hip and the waist. Okay, so the last movement in our standing variations is going to be, you're going to stand in front of a wall. Again, feet are going to be about shoulder width apart, and you're going to take the ball from your hip over your opposite shoulder. So the idea is when you raise the ball over your shoulder, you're not turning your body. You're going to be using your core to keep your hips straight ahead, nice and tight, to raise that ball over your shoulder. You'll also feel it in your legs, but you really want to focus on squeezing your abs. And then you'd switch to the other side, same thing. Like I said earlier, the abdominals don't just work in flexion, they don't just work in this movement. They work in stabilizing. They play a huge role in stabilizing and rotating your body. So standing is a great way to get those muscles working as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed my six-pack abs workout series so far. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I have plenty more ab workouts coming your way. So on the floor you have what's basically